Welcome, everybody, to the very first episode of the beBOLDyou podcast. My name is Yong Pratt, and I am so excited to introduce you to the creator and the host of the podcast, Cyndilu Miller. Before we dive into all the juicy bits of the interview, I want to tell you a little bit more about Cyndilu. After years of reinventing herself as life's seasons changed, she now finds herself wanting to help others to also find the strength to stand up and say, I want more. Cyndilu knows there is life after trauma and that healing is possible. And being at peace and learning to celebrate life again is all part of it. Hello, Cyndilu. I am so excited for this podcast because you have so much to share with the world.
Thank you, Yong. I'm so blessed to have you here with me and helping me with this launch and this exciting new season of my life.
Yay. Yes, it's my absolute pleasure. I would love to kind of go back in time and find out, why did you start this podcast?
Well, there are so many people who say, I'm not on Facebook. So I hear you're doing good things, but I don't know what they are. Or I don't have time for Facebook. I don't want to do it. So I just don't want to go there. I don't want to do social media. And some of those same people will listen to a podcast. So they'll listen to iTunes, they'll download something like that. And it's a way to reach people that may otherwise not be reached through social media or through other avenues. And I also have found that listening to podcasts myself has been helpful in the car or while I'm in the shower to just start my day with a good vibe.
Absolutely. And I know you're bringing tons of good vibes to this podcast. And like you, I love listening to podcasts on the go. So I appreciate that you've turned your message into podcast form so people who need you can take you with them wherever they go and you're in their back pocket all the time.
That's a little different. That'll be great.
Yeah, I think it's going to be so good because really you're just being able to reach the people, like you said, who aren't on social, who choose to listen to things like podcasts to listen to when they're driving or they're walking the dog, and just to know that they can have the positivity infusion whenever they need it. All they have to do is press play, and Cyndilu is going to be on the other side bringing the goods.
Yes, thank you so much.
So I would love to know, who is this podcast for?
This podcast is for anyone who wants to live life boldly, who wants to celebrate their own uniqueness, to find out more about themselves, to dig deeper, to dream again. And for those who are already doing that, to be inspired to do it more.
I love that. And those four little letters, BOLD, being bold. It's one thing to see the word and strive to be that, but to be in the receiving end and living that is a whole different ballgame. And I love that you're helping people do that, to step into their greatness, because sometimes we just get so inundated with life that we kind of forget that we were blessed with such great gifts. I just love that you're on the other end saying, you can do this. I've lived this. I want you to come on my journey with me so I can uplift you and help you live the bold life of their dreams.
Yeah, there's a lot more to the beBOLDyou. There is actually a personality and life. It's really going to be, I'm still kind of working on this, so it's a little bit back and forth here in my brain. So this is going to help me a bit because I have to put this into words now. One of the things I want people to know is it's okay to stumble a little, And it's okay if you don't have it perfect. Start doing it. Whatever that is that's your dream, start doing it. So the beBOLDyou, the bold stands for 4 different personality types. So the B is for the bold and the brave, those that are the warriors and the people that are not afraid to stand up and fight and jump first. And I wouldn't know anything about that kind of person. But then the O is the organized and the orderly. And they've kind of got, their rules and the regulations, and they love the facts and figures. And then you have the L, which is the loving and the laughing. They're just having fun with life. They enjoy life. They love being with people. They love being with a team. And then you have the D, the devoted and dedicated. And those are the people who, they're the servants. They're the ones who will come alongside and help you. And what I want people to know is that they can be bold in any of those 1 areas or a combination of all 4.
That's brilliant. And I've never, ever heard anyone express those letters in this way. So this acronym you've created embodies everything that I know that's going to live on this podcast. So
yeah.
Good.
So we will explore personalities quite a bit on here and different aspects of the human being and our mindset and things like that too. So.
Ooh, I love that. The mindset bit is interesting because oftentimes we can go out there and find coaches, find friends who, they're doing the thing, but they don't really have the mindset. And so being able to take a step back and, like our friend Kim White would say, we got to slow down to speed up. So going back and recognizing that we can slow down, figuring out parts of our personality that we can just enhance, and then go out there and live really boldly, that is truly phenomenal.
Yeah, I want the people that are the servants, those people that are often felt like they are stepped on or pushed aside, to know that living boldly doesn't necessarily mean they have to be up in front of the room. It can mean that they have their hands in the dishpan and they're doing it with all their heart and all their might. And that's living boldly for them.
And that's a really great point, that bold does not equal pushy. Bold is you living in your authentic self and doing what you're meant to do on this planet. And the D part about being devoted and being the servant, I see so much of that in you. And I know that everyone who listens to your podcast, they're absolutely going to see that servant side of you come out. And I know it's going to inspire them to want to go out and serve others as well, because in this world, it's our gift to be able to connect with other people and serve them by sharing our gifts and not keeping them to ourselves.
So true. And it's so easy to hide.
Mm-hmm.
I've done pretty good at that for a long time, but I'm coming out of my closet, evidently.
Yeah, you and I are kindred spirits in that sense, because for a long time too, I hid behind myself and my business. And now I love that you're standing there saying we can be bold and do these things. It's time for the world to hear all the stories and the lessons you've learned, so they don't have to go through those same struggles, but they can know they have a partner in this journey and this adventure of life, and really live boldly, no matter what that means to them.
Yes, I love that. And there are so many stories that each of us have. And that is one of the things that I will be doing, is doing interviews with other people and sharing the lives and what people are doing to live boldly in their authentic self. I already have some episodes ready to go. Some people may have seen those here on Facebook. I am going to turn those all into podcasts with permission of the people that I interviewed. But they're going to be some of the ones that you'll hear at the beginning.
Amazing. I cannot wait to listen to all of these interviews and episodes. I'm curious to know, when can listeners expect to hear from you? How often are you going to be releasing a new episode?
The plan right now is to release an episode a week, but that may increase because I think there's a whole bunch of people in this world that need their story told. So if more people start asking to do interviews, I'm happy to increase that. But once a week will be the minimum.
For sure. So you heard it here first, that you can expect 52 episodes at minimum from Cyndilu. But like she said, she has so much more inside of her to share. And there are hundreds and thousands of people whose stories you all need to hear so you can go out there and live boldly yourself and be your own bold you.
Yes.
Now, before this podcast lives over on iTunes and other platforms, where can people who are tuning in today live, catching the replay, or listening onto the podcast, where can they come and find you and connect with you and start learning from you before the podcast is officially live in the world?
Which will be very soon. But until then, yes, go on over to my Facebook page, and I'll just put it up on the screen here while I'm talking. Can I do two things at once? I bet I can. So it's Cyndilu is where you find it, and it's very easy. You can just do Facebook.me/Cyndilu, and you will find my Facebook page. And I am putting together a launch team. So if anybody wants to join the launch team to help me spread the news of this beBOLDyou series podcast, then I would love to have you jump on in. And there is a pinned post at the top, which has the cover that's going to be the podcast cover. So you'll be able to already see what you're looking for when you go into iTunes or Google Play. I'll have it on both of those. And if you want to help with being on the team, the launch team, I would love you to just go ahead and follow the directions in there, which says to say sweet as your comment. And that lets me know that you want to do it. So that is a New Zealand saying. Everything here has the word AS after it. You know, it's sweet as, fun as. It's just it's a cute thing. It's cute as. So
that's so good. You're going to bring so much value. And then we're also going to learn these cool New Zealand terms, right?
New Zealand. Yes.
I love it. We can learn these little bits of your culture by listening to your podcast. And as you say certain things, we'll be learning along with you. So thank you for putting that in. I want to find out how people who are in the launch team, when they decide to do that and they put sweet as in the comments, what does that mean? What are they going to help you do?
So I'm going to create a Facebook group that is only for people that are on the launch team so that we can connect. And I'm going to have posts in there that they can share with people. I'm also going to have instructions as to how they can go and leave a review on iTunes once it's up and live, and just help me spread the word. So it'll be quite easy.
And I think for anybody wanting to be part of the process, if they have in the back of their minds, hey, a podcast sounds like fun, being part of Cyndilu's launch team is going to be a really, really great experience. So you can see what the process is like to get a podcast live and be part of her live launch team. It's going to open up a lot of doors and windows and show you some really cool things that she's put together and really let you be part of this movement to live your life boldly and to be bold you. And my friends, I want to thank all of you for tuning in to us today for this very first episode of the beBOLDyou podcast. My name is Yong Pratt, and here we have Cyndilu Miller, who is the host and creator of this brand new podcast that you are going to want to tune into each and every week. I'll catch you all very soon. Cheers.
Thank you so much, Yong.